Hello guys, we are starting graphics. So in this video I'll be introducing you to the world of graphics. So this video is just a video for the introduction. So let's look at what we'll be discussing under this. Okay, we're looking at the definition of graphics, the types of graphics, then the two types of graphics, vector and bitmap. Then we also talk about what graphic design is. Okay, start from the definition. We define graphics as visual representation of non-text information, real or imaginary objects. Graphics could be represented on a screen or on materials like paper, billboard, flex, plastic, clothes, etc. And what this simply implies is that whatever you can see on a board, on a banner, on clothes, on screen are graphics. So let's move ahead. Now let's look at the types of graphics we have. We have bitmap and vector. And of course you can say I slash the graphics with digital images. So when we have them on the screen, they can be referred to as digital images. So we have two types, bitmap and vector. So I'm taking it from the bitmap now. So what do you mean by bitmap? Bitmap or raster graphics are the images that are composed of grids or matrix of pixels. Now what do you mean by matrix of pixels? Okay, we are coming to that. Bitmap images are real life images, that is, any image captured with any capturing device is a bitmap image. Bitmap images are resolution dependent, that is, they become jagged or lose quality when scaled high to a certain degree. Now look at this picture of the lady over there. That picture is a bitmap image because you can see that that picture is a real life picture captured with a capturing device. So it's a bitmap image. If you zoom that image to a certain degree, then you start seeing the pixels that compose the image. So now let's move on. What do you mean by pixels? The pixels are small squares of color. There is also a bitmap image over there. Okay, let me show you what we mean by pixels. Okay, look at this picture over here. This is a bitmap picture. This picture here is a bitmap picture. Let's zoom it somewhere over here. Okay. Now you can see the boxes here. So each of these boxes is called pixel. So any image at all you capture is a bitmap picture. Now if you zoom this, you can see. So this box is called pixel. Pixel. And what is not pixel? Pixel is just picture element. That is the element that made the picture. So picture element, pixel. Okay. Let's move on. We're still coming back to this. Okay. Now, when a bitmap image is zoomed to a certain degree, the pixels of which it is composed become visible. They are more visible on low resolution images because low resolution images are being represented by a small number of pixels. And what this simply means is the smaller number of pixels, the bigger the each pixels, then the more visible the pixels are and the weaker the picture quality. Oh, I've spoken a lot of English. Okay. What do you mean by this? Let's go do some practicals here. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this picture here. Okay. Let's have one more duplicate. Okay. So now I'm going to convert So this is a bitmap image already, but I want to convert it to bitmap. So I come to bitmap, convert to bitmap. Okay, I'm using 5 resolution. So let's click on OK. Now let's zoom. Okay, you can see the pixels are now more visible and bigger, unlike what we have here. So what determines the quality of the picture is the pixels, the number of pixels. Okay, let's move on. Alright, so that's bitmap image for you. There are images that are composed of grids of pixels. I'll say pixels are small squares of color. You can check the pictures on your phone, just try to zoom them. Then if you zoom them enough, you should see the pixels. Now, we are moving on. Now, how do we get bitmap images on our system? Number one, by capturing with a digital camera. Yes, one of the ways we get bitmap images is by capturing. You can also use our mobile phone camera. Then also, any scanned image is a bitmap image. Then we can also download bitmap images online. Now let's move on. Now let's look at the examples of bitmap images format. We're talking about the name, then the meaning, the full meaning, then the file extension and the compression. Okay, I think the only thing to know is the compression. Compression is just more like a conversion. As is when you try to reduce the file size of an image. It's called compression. Okay. Now we have JPEG. So this is the most common bitmap images format. JPEG. And JPEG is Joint Photographic Expert Group. And the file extension is .jpg. Small letters JPG. If you check the images on the phone and check the properties, of course they are going to fall within this list here. If it's not JPEG, it's going to be GIF or PNG or PMP, TIFF or RAW. The most common one is JPG, so that's the file extension. So you check, you are going to see the name, like probably my piece.jpg. So my piece is going to be your name, the name of the file. Then the extension is .jpg, which tells that this is a JPEG format. Then JPEG compression is lossy. What that simply means is when you save your work as JPEG, or when you convert your work to JPEG, the file tends to lose more quality. That's what I mean by lossy compression. It's going to lose a lot of quality. Then I have GIF. GIF is graphics interchangeable format, or graphics interchange format. GIF. GIF. GIF is lossless. That is, it loses considerably low amount of quality. Low. Not like a JPEG. Then PNG. PNG is portable network graphics. Each of these formats has their own peculiarities. Maybe for the graphic design student, we'll be talking more about this. The PNG is also lossless. Then for BMP can be lossless and can be lossy. Then we have TIFF, which is both. Then we have RAW. But let's move on. Now, we have these two application packages. Yes, these are the two most common packages used for bitmap images. Corel Photo Paint, produced by Corel Corporation, then Photoshop, produced by Adobe. Now let's move on. Now, vector. Of course, this is the bone of contention. We focus more on this vector because vector is all about creating graphics from the scratch. And vector graphics are the graphics that are created with lines, curves, spawns, and other geometries. That is, vector images on bitmap graphics are drawn with the aid of vector graphics software. So you create vector graphics from scratch. You draw. And that's why CorelDRAW is named CorelDRAW. Use it to draw. There's a vector images are resolution independent. That's no matter how much you scale the vector image, it's still going to retain its quality. No matter how, provided it's still a vector image. So they are resolution independent. Okay, let's move on. Look at these examples we have. These are vector images. You can see these images don't look like images captured from anywhere. They were created from scratch. Now, example of vector graphics. Most logos are vector graphics. They are caricatures, cartoon, yes. There are also vector graphics in cars, flyers. So that's why I said this is our main focal point. Vector graphics, because you want to create graphics from scratch. You want to design, you want to draw. Okay. And you can see this vector work here. Celebrating Nigerian independence. Okay, let's move on. What are the example of vector images format? We have AI. AI is Adobe Illustrator format. Adobe. And the file is .ai. So usually the first section is 3 letters, but for AI is just 2, .ai. Then you have SVG, Scalable Vector Graphics. Then we have CDR, CorelDRAW format, and we have PDF, Portable Document format. Okay. Let's talk more about vector graphics now. Okay, look at this beautiful sister here. This is vector graphics. And that is telling that no matter how much you zoom this, you can't see any pixel on it. No pixels, you can see no pixel. Then according to what I said, no matter how much you scale this, it's still going to retain its quality. You can see, still same quality. Then these are vector graphics over here. You can see this logo, vector graphics. No matter how much you zoom, no pixels. Okay. But of course, you can convert vector graphics to bitmap. I'm going to do that now with this beautiful lady here. Okay, let's duplicate this. Then here, I'm going to bitmap, convert to bitmap. Okay, I'm using 5 API. Okay. Okay, now we can compare this. Okay, this at the right hand now is bitmap, while this is vector. The original is a vector image, but has been converted to bitmap. So if you zoom this, now you can see the pixels. Okay. So you can easily see the pixels now because I use a very low resolution. Then this is vector. No matter how much you zoom this. And that's why if you are designing a logo for a client, it's always ideal to send the CorelDRAW format, that is the vector format, to the client so that it can be reused without losing quality. Okay, so let's move on. Now, these are examples of vector images editor. We have Adobe Firework, we have Adobe Illustrator, then we have CorelDRAW. Then we are starting with CorelDRAW. Okay, now let's examine the differences between bitmap and bitmap or raster and vector images. Now, bitmap are composed of pixels. Yes, I've talked about this. They are composed of grids or matrix of pixels, while vector images are drawn mathematically. The number of pixels that compose a bitmap image determines its quality. Yes, I've also emphasized on this earlier on. When vector images are rescaled, the formula is recalculated. Let's say, for instance, a vector image that's made of probably height of 30 and width of 20. When scaled, then the height adjusts and the width adjusts automatically. Then resizing the bitmap image can reduce its quality. So if you scale it high, then it can lose its quality. While vector images retain their quality, no matter how much you scale it, no matter how big scale it, you can scale it 2-fold, 3-fold, so retain its quality. And when original bitmap images are converted to vector, mostly they produce poor results. But if you convert a vector graphics to a bitmap graphic, it still gives you a good result, provided you converted it using a favorable resolution. Like the example I gave earlier, I use just 5 resolution. You can use something around 500, 400, 300, and it's still going to look good, unlike converting bitmap image to vector. Okay, another difference is bitmap images are suitable for real-life footages. Just like I've said earlier, images captured are bitmap images. So if you want to present an image as real image, then you have to use bitmap image editor, and that's why you use Photoshop for photo manipulation. The vector images are suitable for cartoons, logos, etc. If you are creating flyer, you are creating vector graphics. Though bitmap images can still be imported, yes, to complement the vector graphics. But dominantly, you are using vector graphics to create flyers. The bitmap images have restrictions in regards to editing. Yes, there is limit to how much you can edit bitmap pictures. Vector graphics are completely editable. You can see completely, that is a watchword. You can edit vector graphics. The bitmap images have a very large file size, while vector images have smaller file size. Okay. Alright, since we are now conversant with what we mean by graphics. Now, what is graphics design? Okay. So graphic design is the art of using visual elements, typography, and color to convey information. Again, the art of using visual element, typography, and color to convey information. Now, this is to tell you that graphic design is an art. So it gives room for creativity, imagination. So you have to think to produce something. It is about communication, interpretation, and attraction. A good graphics must communicate comprehensively. Then the viewer must have good interpretation and expected interpretation of the graphics. Then also a good graphics must attract viewers. So the first thing, in fact, I should say this is what you should prioritize when designing your graphics, is the attraction. Because at first, the graphics should be attracted to the viewers, then before they can now move on to read the content of the graphics. So I think attraction should come first, then communication and interpretation. So that's graphic design. Thank you, and have a good day.